The institution of marriage is no longer held to the same standards as it once was. Moreover, a lot of people think that households headed by a single mother are the best ones to use if you want your kids to be emotionally intelligent. Unfortunately, in today's world, men hardly ever benefit from marriage or even relationships of any kind. The fact of the matter is, however, that boys who are brought up without a father figure are more likely to engage in criminal behavior, whereas girls who are raised in such an environment are more likely to have unsuccessful romantic relationships because they did not have a male role model to look up to in their lives. From these facts, we can conclude that getting married, or for that matter, getting pregnant by a woman is not a good choice. Getting married may have been a sensible choice in the past, when the head of the household was the man rather than the state, but times have changed. It's exactly as crazy as it sounds when you think about it. Because so many single mothers are raising their children today, the state has assumed the role of primary caretaker. After seeing how things are, men are starting to think that they shouldn't get married and should stay away from all relationships. Why bother bringing new life into the world? If your wife unexpectedly files a lawsuit against you and you end up having to pay alimony, what's more, what if the child she's carrying isn't even yours? On top of that, modern relationships are notorious for their lack of respect for one another. These, along with many other different factors, constitute the ideal justification for not getting married. You will gain a deeper understanding of why marriage is wrong, as well as hear some stories that illustrate this point in today's video. It stays around because it will eventually give you answers to all of your questions. MGTOW is helping men fight against the stories and tricks that society tells them they have to believe. When the wife is happy, life is happy. Men shouldn't get married because if he can cheat, and a host of other buzz phrases are examples of ideas that are driving a wedge between members of society. When you are an adult man, you are responsible for making your own decisions. However, the piece of advice is straightforward: don't get married. Simply because it is not beneficial for men in any way. It is expected of men to perform well regardless of how they feel, and the reality is that no one gives a man's feelings any consideration. This is not to make an excuse for weakness, but rather to demonstrate that men are held to different expectations than women are. Women, on the other hand, are expected to be independent, strong, and able to do things that men usually do. If she runs into any kind of trouble, she will receive unending support, and everyone around her will want to do whatever they can to assist her. In fact, she thrives on her independence and is a powerful woman even in her single state. However, in front of the judge in the divorce court, she claims that she has no money and that she needs to take advantage of the man. On the other hand, men have earned everything that comes their way. If a man does not make his woman happy, she has the right to engage in any behavior she can get away with, including cheating, of course, which is the current way of thinking, which is followed by the idea that she has the right to engage in any behavior she can get away with. When a woman cheats, she always tries to justify it by telling stories about how she was emotionally abused by her partner, so this is quite funny. The fact that the man is failing to live up to our expectations that she did not make crystal clear from the beginning, etc. A great number of men have lived through all of this and gained their wisdom the hard way. Others, on the other hand, have gotten into the MGTOW community quickly and have avoided all the problems that come with it. This is the reason why I make videos for you guys. Anyway, let me give you an example of a marriage situation that demonstrates that there is very little incentive, if any, for men to get married. When a woman engages in abusive behavior in the home, the opinion that the man must have done something to deserve that is the one that predominates. The opposite is, of course, totally wrong, and he should be put in jail right away. When men feel like they've been taken advantage of in a divorce, a common response is to suggest that they must not have made the best choice. Does that even make it worth it and justify going through all of those financial difficulties? It would appear that a woman's decision to act irresponsibly is acceptable. But if the man makes the wrong decision, he is the one who has to take on all of the responsibilities and assume that he chose a poor partner. It is almost as if a man's failure to choose the right woman justifies the use of the family court system to ruin men financially while taking their assets and savings. Also, because the legal system is often unfair, especially in the United States and other Western countries. Fathers are sometimes not allowed to see their children. Because of these simple reasons, people don't care about men, and this is true no matter how badly men are used or abused. And he gets nothing but what he deserves for failing to make his wife happy. During the process of getting a divorce, many men end up losing their homes, savings, investments, and even their children. Don't get the idea in your head that this is all about the money, because it's not. Men who have been through such bad luck often have trouble with their mental health because of it. Doesn't this go far enough to show that getting married is a very poor choice? However, may I suggest a few more reasons? Putting marriages to the side, individuals need a reason to engage in activities. For instance, there are very few people who would be willing to work for free in a coal mine or on a ship in the middle of the ocean. However, if women want equality, do they mean jobs like these? Obviously not. It is imperative that the incentives be present. If this is not the case, it is very difficult to compel anyone to do anything. The question? Is it possible for men to gain something from marriage? According to the statistics, there is only a 5% chance of success. Will you put your money into something that only has a 5% chance of being successful? The correct response is negative. So, why, in a relationship, would you put your physical health, mental health, and financial stability at risk? Even if you do that, it won't be very effective. There are many men who put in a lot of effort to make sure that their families are taken care of, and the vast majority of them do not intend to oppress their wives. Gender equality in today's society means that both men and women must do housework, like cleaning and cooking. As a result, wives are instructing their husbands to prepare a meal for themselves. She has been working for a significant amount of time, and she is not even willing to make him a sandwich. If you take a look around, you will see what I mean when I say that the man does not hold any authority over the household. Many of my friends work in sales, and they tell me that when they're trying to sell something to a man, that man will typically involve his wife and other members of his family. Where is the household's leader when they are needed? Also, men are treated so badly that they don't see any reason to stay in a marriage that doesn't involve passionate activity. The goal of society as a whole is to turn men into slaves who work, consume, and eventually die. Women are also encouraged to work and move up the corporate ladder, but society gives them more freedom to do so. Men are simple creatures who just want their partners to be loyal, respectful, and understanding. However, the majority of today's women simply view themselves as a prize, and they believe that any man who wants them must do whatever it takes to make them happy. Because of this imbalance, many men have withdrawn from the dating market and given up on the idea of ever getting married. The guidance is straightforward. Do not get married if you want to avoid the hassle of having to justify your actions to a wife who treats her husband disrespectfully. As always, my best wishes are for your continued and unending success. It is now up to you to proceed. What are your thoughts? Have you ever had a relationship that was similar to this one? If this is the case, please feel free to tell your story about what other factors men might consider when deciding whether or not to get married. To give your support, click the thumbs up button. Please leave a comment below if you would like to see more videos like this one. Be sure to give it to the guys who are in the most precarious need of it.